everything you will need to know about the My Blocks tab in Penguin mod. So we've got all these tabs, but the My Blocks is changed a lot. As you can see, look how much different it is compared to Scratch. We've got a lot, and I'm going to teach you about everything. This set to value block, this return block that has an ending. So weird, huh? Don't worry, you're going to learn all of this. I'm going to name my project blocks, and I'm just going to save it as my file. Now, make a block. Name it anything you want. So, the reason why these blocks exist is, let's say you want to do a complicated task. Like, let's say repeat for turn 15 degrees 24 times. Makes him do a full 360. Isn't that cool? And let's say you want to make him 360 a bunch of times. And you do this. Or that's inefficient. You could just do a repeat block. But this code looks chunky, and what if you want to use your spinning thing again and again and again? Then the code will eventually just get really, really big and use 2 blocks. This is why functions, aka my blocks, exists. So let's make a block, and let's name it spin. Now, these 2 will be definitely taught, so you can change the color of it. Let's make it any color we want. I like to make it pink because it's the basic for custom blocks. Now, spin. It spins. And it works. Oh no. And it works because this defines spin, repeat 24, turn 15. You could also make it point and direction. So let's say you spin and then you stop mid-spin. Now we stuck at this direction. That's easy. Just add a point in direction 90. And it'll always point in direction 90. And this is very cool because now you can duplicate this as many times as you want, and the spin feature will just be the same as this. So it's a handy way to use multiple compact scripts into one. Now, that was just temporarily. Now, add an input. As you can see, it added an input. And add a label, adds a label. Inputs. Let me tell you about inputs. I'm just going to make this amount, just for example. And then I'm going to name spin. No. Turn amount and add another label times. See how the block now looks turn blank times. And as you can see, move 10 steps, turn blank degrees. It kind of looks like all the other blocks that we have. Turn amount times. And now let's do repeat 5 and another repeat block. So it repeats 10. Let's do 360 divided by 5. I'm not doing this math in my head. I am clunky. 72, yeah. 72. As you can see, 72. Yeah, it spins fast. Now, what if you want to use the same block over and over, kind of like the spin block, except you want to edit some values inside the block? This is where the input comes in. Repeat times amount. And if you and make sure if this works, it doesn't do anything, because the pink amount has to be under the define block so that it defines turn amount times. Amount, this amount is basically saying what's in here. So define turn amount basically says define how much did the user put, and if I put 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It spins 5 times. We can't distinct how many times he spins, so let's just do wee, wee, wee. Let's just add a little sound effect, wee, 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 so that we know when he spins. So let's do this, and now spin. Wee, 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 wee. If we do turn 1, wee, turn 16 times. Wee, 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 wee. Yep, that's cool. Now that you have the hang of inputs, you can also do the same for booleans. They're basically the same thing, except different. I'm just gonna name this bool boy true or false. And now, okay, bool boy true or false. And now, boo boy. Now, this is literally just the same thing. Let's just put a block. If bool boy, then wee. So, true or false. If you click it, nothing happens. But if you click this only in penguin mod, it automatically just implements true. Or if you could just use this true thing right here. And yeah, it detects if bullboy, and bullboy is being ran while bullboy is true. I don't know why I named it bullboy, but we don't care. So, you get the point of that. Now, the trickiest part. Actually, it's not that tricky. The input branches. Now, let's name this block run code 5 times. Branch. That I like to keep it as branch. Now, this one is a little more on the confusing side, but it's overall simple. Branch, instead of usually having to just put blocks under and defining them like a regular defined block, branch, this basically means the stuff inside here. So if I do put this we sound effect in here, branch would be classified as we. So if we do branch, just it decides like, oh, run code 5 times has been told to run. Wait, let me just make this a little shorter. The run code 5 times has been told to run. So what I'm gonna do is run branch, and branch is everything inside it. So run code 5 times, repeat 5 of branch. That means it will repeat everything under here 5 times. And since we don't want to make that again, let's just do 24. See? Works flawlessly. Next we have the run without screen refresh. This one's a little more on the confusing side, but it's also actually very, very simple to understand. So let's just make a block called scan 360 or something. And scan 360 or something. Basically motion, turn 1 degrees. Okay, wait, let's turn off run without screen refresh, just so I can show you. Repeat 360 times. And now let's just make a variable, name it IDK. No, we gotta make it technical because this is a tutorial video. Let's name this variable amount of 5. Set amount of 5. Now, let's use the mod block. This basically just, if it's divisible by 5. Now let's do direction mod 5. Direction mod 5 is 0. That means 90 can go into 5. Let's just say the direction was, let's say the direction is like a little higher, 45. 45 can also go into 5, so that's it's 0. 30 can, oh, I'm dumb. 29, on the other hand, cannot go by 5, so 4. If it equals 0, it's basically telling you, oh, this number is divisible by 5 and will not have any remainders. This just tells you the remainder, direction divided by 5 remainder. Just tells you the remainder of what it will be. So let's do if direction divided by 5, the remainder of the direction divided by 5 is 0, means it works. Then change amount of 5 by 1. Let's set amount of 5 to 0 at the start of the code all the time. Repeat 360. If change 5 by 1, then say, let's do join block. I can use this multi-join block. There are numbers that have no remainder after being divided by 5. Let me just look at my battery so it doesn't die mid-video. And now, as you can see, this is the run without screen refresh tutorial. Here, I'm gonna put this in a broadcast instead, and you'll see exactly why. And now, when we run it, scan 360, wow, it's scanning every single possible direction. But obviously, there is one problem, as you can see. There's 72 numbers that no remainder can be divisible by 5. 360 divided by 5. 72. Perfect. But the problem is, it's so slow. What if you want to scan it in an instant? Like, let's say you're making like a scanning bot, and it needs to happen just like that, because you want it to be going. You don't want to see this in the middle of a project, like just being super slow. Run without screen refresh comes in very handy. This basically runs time-taking scripts in a span of 2 seconds. So, boom, just like that. It runs it instantly. Here, let's replace this entire script. Let me use a more practical thing. Move to bottom. This one might be a lot simpler. No, it will be a lot simpler. Go to x 0 by 0, change y by -1. Oh, that was tiny. Change y by -1. Repeat until. This one can kind of crash, but I know what I'm doing. And make sure you know what you're doing as well, because if not, you'll most likely crash penguinmod. Less than, let's just say -1 to 100. Repeat until y position less than -100. Change y by -1. And then move to bottom. He descends, moving into y100. If it's less than or equal to y100, it will stop. And now, that was very slow. Well, it was, you could wait it out, but it was still kind of slow. Now run without screen refresh. You won't even see it happen, but it happens. See, I'm just gonna prove to you. Move x 0 y 0, boom, it just happens. So this just makes long time-taking scripts run instantly. Very useful. Ending block. This is pretty self-explanatory. It just turns like any block into like, an ending block, so it ends. You could also do multiple branches too. Just letting you know. Now, next we have a completely different topic, and this one will be a little complex. Returns of value. This one is just, let me just do it. It covers the return block right here. This little nifty little end block, return. I'm gonna name this height. No, let's do y position of penguin, which could just be the y position block, so that I don't see why I should do that. Here, I'm just gonna do, oh yes, this one. Color, size, and y position of sprite. This one, it will just return, return 1. It returns, like, let's say you ask it. This is basically you asking, so let's go here. See, these circular blocks, these are like, I call them like reporters. So x position, ask x position, return 0, because x position is at 0. Y position, -100, you're asking it, y position, return 100. -100, sorry. And return 1 will just always return 1. But obviously, it's asking for something different. So, what we can do is use a bunch of join blocks, because there's going to be a lot of commas. Comma, comma. There's only 2 commas. Get it! Alright. Now, we go. I think color, size, and position. What do you mean, I think? What am I saying? Well, color is first, so we can do color effect. Where is it? Color effect. Size. And y position. So it just asks all 3 of these blocks into one block. And boom. 0 is the color effect. 100 is the size and the y position. Let's just move it up a bit. Y position returns as 50. Set back to 0. Y position returns at 0. Let's make this penguin super duper chunky, very chunky penguin. 500 size, make him a super small penguin. 50 size, not 0, I don't know what I'm thinking. Set color effect to, let's do 35. Make him a little green little penguin. And yet it says 35. Yeah, this can also do it with multiples. I'm not just gonna do it separately. It can do it with both, like 35, 50, 0. Okay, here, how do I clear all these effects? Make them big again. Yeah, you get the point of that one as well. And now returns a value, return a boolean. Same thing basically. Boolean. We can do if. Let me actually give this a name. Touching. Let's do touching anything. Return. And now for this one, I'd recommend returning touchings, because this one is going to say false or true. So return 1 would just make a broken boolean, if 1. So that's just going to make a tweak. So always put these like in, even if it's circular, that it just lets reporters, any reporters, including, you know, the touching anything block, of course. So get the point of that. Next up, we have set to value. This one only works for these specific blocks. So let's do add egg to value. Oops, that's a boolean. Value. Let's also do run without screen refresh to make it happen instantly, because this is going to be a little time taking. So let's just do, say, just basically say value. Hello. Oh, that's 3 L's. I'm not even sure how I messed it up. And obviously it says hello. Say value for 2 seconds. That's cool. So add egg to value hello. We need to make this work. So set value to join value egg. So basically set value to something else. We can make it a 6. So this basically puts, and make sure to say value. Anything you put in here becomes 6. And join value egg. Hello egg. Add egg to value 5. 5 egg. 5 eggs. See? And now you are a master with the my blocks. We've covered everything here. Thank you for watching this tutorial video. Oh, I don't know why this guy's still here.